What? We got new rune words 2 days in a row. The first day we got one. We actually got 2 new rune words today. I'm going to take a look at them both right now. This is absolutely insane. I can't believe we got 2 more new rune words coming up for the new patch. We're going to take a look at both of them today. I got some screenshots of them. I don't have 100% of the information completely on whether stuff rolls within a range or whether the stuff is exactly static. It'll roll exactly the same. But I do have screenshots of 2 examples of these particular rune words here. And we're going to start off. The first one is going to be going in a bow, and this rune word is Mist. Now this takes 5 runes. It is a Cham, Shale, Gull, Thul, and Ith. So 5, and right here you can see it is in a Hydra bow. Now this one has up to 299 max damage. You can see down a little bit lower there, it's 327% enhanced damage. I would assume that's an incredibly odd number if they pick that to be the exact roll that it gets every single time. I would have to assume that this is within some kind of a range. Really hard to say what it would be. 300 to 350, maybe it rolls 300 to 330, and this one's pretty close to perfect. I'm not really sure myself. But let's start at the top here of the things that are on it, and we'll go right down because a lot of it is pretty darn good. This level 9 concentration aura when equipped, that's insane here on this bow, because concentration aura will increase the amount of damage you put out, and it decreases the chance that you are interrupted while you're attacking. So you're going to be boosting up the amount of damage that you do. But another thing that obviously is not going to get overlooked here is that aura, you can put this bow on your Act 1 mercenary. So let's say you're barbarian, you want to put out more damage, or whatever character you are really. You can put this concentration aura bow on your Act 1 mercenary, and then you'll get it. So then that is incredible. It's absolutely crazy. Not to mention that this obviously you could be used on your Boazon with all this other stuff on it as well. We'll keep on moving right down the rune word here. 3 to all skills. You can't say too much about getting to all skills, obviously. That boosts up every single item in the entire game. Not a whole lot needs to be said there. Getting to all skills is awesome. So just that right there, all it takes for high runes is a Cham and a mid rune of a Gull. Concentration aura and 3 to all skills is starting off pretty impressive here on this rune word. 20% increase attack speed, that is not particularly high, but I see with the other stuff on here, you definitely need to have increased attack speed, but maybe they didn't want to go too bananas with it. So I get it, 20, maybe they could have gone 30, 40, 50 would have been maybe too high. So 20, it's on the low end of what I think they should have had on it, but it's acceptable, I suppose. There is also this here, 100% chance to pierce. So you never have to put any points into that passive magic tree if you have this bow equipped on your Boazon, I suppose. You don't need to put a razor tail on or anything like that. You don't need anything in order to get yourself pierce on your Boazon. You can simply have this bow and boom, you're piercing 100% of the time. Now we have 327% enhanced damage, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, and I'm not sure if that's within a range. I would assume it would have to be, because like I said before, I can't imagine they'd be like, what number are we going to pick? Boom, this random number 327 is what it's going to roll every time. This must be between 300 and 330, or between 320 and 350, 300 and 350. It's hard to say what the range would be. I would guess between 300 and 330 is just my guess. I haven't heard anything in particular. I don't have inside sources like some of the other dudes do, I suppose, who are, in leagues with Blizzard and in touch with those people. So we'll keep moving down here. 9 to maximum damage, 20% to bonus to attack rating. It's got cold damage and freezes target. So that way you'll always be chilling everything out. You don't have to find some other form of freezing target or cold damage in order to slow down the monster that you're attacking. So that's good. 24 to vitality. Obviously getting more life is never a bad thing. And the all res. Both of these 2 survival ones down here, the 24 vitality and the 40 to all resistance, I feel are really important on a bow specifically, more so than any other type of weapon. Because when you got a bow, you have to have your arrows on the other side. You can't have your bow and then have a shield, like whether you're a paladin or a barbarian. You could have a sword and another sword, or a sword and a shield. That way you get your resistances, you get more vitality, you get protection from blocking, and stuff like that. When you have a bow, you don't have any of those all res. You don't get the resistances that are on like a spirit shield or anything like that. So I feel that all res on a bow is essentially mandatory, so I'm glad they touched on that. Now, all this stuff combined together, really, this bow is kind of amazing in my opinion. It's a really, really good item. This one is one that's going to be used all the time. For only a Cham rune, which so far there could be other rune words coming out that are even better that use the Cham rune, but this is the best use of a Cham rune so far in my opinion. Putting that concentration aura on an Act 1 mercenary, you know, if you don't need that cold aura from your Act 2 mercenary, you don't need the insight that you would get from an Act 2 mercenary or infinity from an Act 2 mercenary. So this would be strictly for, you get an Act 1 mercenary if you're perhaps like a melee character, so you want the Act 1 mercenary behind you shooting the boa. That way you wouldn't need infinity, because you don't need that minus to enemy resistances you get from the conviction aura and stuff. So this bow, in my opinion, and I'm sure I'm not the only one to have said this, it appears to be tailored essentially, not completely 100%, but essentially for the Act 1 mercenary to be used while using melee characters to help out the melee characters. So really, it definitely could be used on the Boazon as well. There's going to be tons of uses for that, but I see it, like I said, specifically made for the Act 1 mercenary for use for melee characters, Frenzy Barbs, Whirlwind Barbarians, Zealer Paladin, and things like that. Now we're going to go ahead and jump over to the other rune word, and that is right here. It is Wisdom. Now this is in a diadem. Like I said, I don't have 100% of the information. It's not all quite out yet. I haven't gotten it all, but this in a diadem, so it could be in any helm. I haven't heard of any other rune words, I don't think, unless I'm just like having a brain fart here, that are strictly in diadem. So this must be a helm only rune word. But pull, ith, and eld, so 3 open sockets, you get 33% chance to pierce, 20% to attack rating, mana leech, a little extra defense. You've got 10 to energy, slower stamina drain, which is pointless and worthless completely. Cannot be frozen is nice. 5 to mana after each kill, and 15% of damage taken goes to mana. Now it only takes a pull is the highest one, so it's a pull and then 2 throwaway runes that take to make it. So it might have some slight uses. I don't know. I personally can't really think of a time when you would use this over a Shaco, a Vamp Gaze, even a Rock Stopper. Like, I don't see where this rune word would ever be used, in my opinion. See, I'm gonna go ahead and spitball here live for a second. Like, maybe because it's piercing attack, so this wouldn't be for a normal melee. This is strictly boa, possibly Javazon. Maybe go crazy out of the box and go like a throw barb or something, because you would use pierce on that. But beyond that, I don't really see any use for this particular word. And I can't imagine that level requirement 64, that's got to be because of the diadem base. That can't be because of just the use of a pull rune, because there's nothing on here that in my mind really sticks out to make this like a pow, like a rune where that's really going to get people's attention and get them to use. I really can't think of many situations of any items really that I would use this over. Literally nothing. So that's my opinion on this one. Not a whole lot more I can really think to say on it. It's not one that I think's any good, in my opinion. The first one, on the other hand, I think is great. So hey, head down in the comments, let me know what you think, if you agree with my opinion. The first one is sick. It's a pretty wild rune word, and this one looks like kind of like garbage trash. But yeah, I don't know, they still have time to change these and tweak them a little bit. Maybe they'd add something to this one to maybe make it somewhat useful. But right here, as it stands, I don't really see it. So hey, you know, like I said, let me know in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe up if you're new. Peace out, guys, and don't forget, keep slaying.